Yo, what's poppin'? Welcome to my world, baby. Come my world, baby. Welcome to my world.
Everything you want, I go pull up on you. Shake you down, make you pull up on me. Say it's play, I don't fake. Concentrate on the game.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute, and it feels weird to be back here, sitting in front of my camera and just speaking to y'all. I feel like a lot has happened since the last time that I've posted, and I've been in like this thing of like, do I post, do I not post, do I post, do I not post? And like, if you've been like subscribed to me for a while, you know that like I just disappear and I come back, I disappear and come back. But I feel like there's a bit more stability in my life now, that I feel like I can be as consistent as I want to be and be giving y'all the things, because I have so many things, so many videos that I've been wanting to do, but I just haven't maybe been in the right space of mind. And I know, like, when will Chen ever be in the right space of mind? Because it seems like I'm always complaining about my mental health, but you know, it's a battle. And I feel like anyone that has been dealing with mental health and be dealing with like difficult things happening in your life, you realize that it's not just a year or 2 years or 3 years whereby you will be your best, happiest self. And I can say 2022 for me has just probably been one of the most eye-opening years of my life. I feel like having finally graduated, having finally come home, because as you can see, I'm home now. I have been in Cyprus for like 3 years and never left. And there's a lot that I learned from that place, and a lot that I learned from the people that I met, and the friendships that I still have that are long lasting, and the beautiful, amazing people that I met, beautiful, amazing women that I've met. I say that stand on women because it's I don't really know any guys. Oh no. Let me not count. I have some very great guy friends that like are OGs. But I just want to give my major shout out to the women in my life, because that has just been the long-standing support that I've had for a long time, that I don't know what I would do without. And I think as you get older and as you go through like a lot of hardships, you realize that women understand you a lot better than anybody else. Because damn, like, if you even know half the things that go on in women's lives, not just what they post and not just the front that they put on, you'd be very surprised. Like, the strength that I found in myself, that I gathered from other women who are going through difficult things, is so crazy, that I appreciate that so much. So yeah, shout out to all the amazing women in my life. Yeah, so I guess I wanted this video to just be like an intro back into me, back to what I want this channel to be about, and the type of vibe that I'm trying to exude now. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of difficult things that I feel like I would like to talk about within this channel, a bit more, being more open and honest, and showing you guys like me and like the experiences that I've had, so that I probably would be able to give the best advice to anyone that's dealing with a lot of things that I've had to deal with. And that's what I believe, the importance of sharing your story and your experiences and stuff with people, because you never know who you can save sometimes. Because I think a lot of the time people don't realize, like, a lot of the time we don't get told a lot of things, and it's only a bit too late whenever we start to experience things, and then we're like, oh, I wish somebody had told me you've been like this, or I wish somebody had really instilled in me that this thing is really, 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 really important. And at first, I didn't really want this channel to be about relationship advice and things like that. I wanted it to more so be a spirituality thing. But like I said, a lot has happened and the experiences that I've had, and now having come home and being in a point of like reflection, and being in a space whereby I don't have thousands of responsibilities that been having for so long, whereby I could barely find time to think about myself. I could barely find time to really be there for myself and really start to understand, okay, what type of woman am I wanting to become? Like, what is the path for me now? Like, what type of person do I want to be? What type of things do I want to accept into my life? What kind of path do I want to lay for myself? And having gone through those experiences, I feel like I am now at a point of being able to comfortably share and comfortably just use this platform as a way to just shed light on a couple things and to just increase the positivity and more awareness, especially in our generation. I think as people, we're a lot less trusting. There's a lot less love in the world. There's a lot less kindness. And I believe that, like, you know, it's to be a part of the solution and not to be a part of the problem. So that's what this is for. So I guess I'll just first give y'all like a quick run through. I don't want this video to be super long because I want to get straight into giving you guys the content, but a quick update as per what has been going on for me this year. So this year started off really rocky. I was in my last year, I managed to finish school. I graduated. Thank God, like, I was able to graduate. Thank God I was able to come home with my degree and start, you know, living the life of unemployment and all of that. But, you know, is a milestone, something that I've achieved. So I'm extremely happy for what I achieved this year. And nobody can take that away from me, you know. I was in a relationship that sadly didn't work out. You know, I don't want this to be a point of me bashing anyone or saying anyone was a bad person or anything like that, but I definitely feel like I was giving a lot of love in a place where that love was never there for me. You know, everyone says if he wanted to, he would have. If he loves you, he'll show you he loves you. And if you don't feel that love, then girl, he don't love you. And sometimes we get so blinded by how much we care about someone and how much we love someone that you start to ignore the signs, ignore the truth, and unfortunately let that go on for too long. And now when it's over, I mean, I guess the truth is coming out. I won't say this, it's not anything to do with like infidelity or anything like that, but more so emotionally was a draining experience for me, and definitely has changed my outlook on, like, ultimately who I am, ultimately the type of things that I accept into my life and the type of life that I want to live and things that the way that I want to find myself. Like right now I'm in I'll tell you, I am not, if I can say with my chest, you know, I mean, unless God wants to bless me with my dream man very soon. For me, I'm not in a process of searching or looking for anybody for a very long time. I'm definitely taking a lot of time for myself. One thing that I realized about myself, one thing that my friend actually made clear to me, he said to me, you know, since I've known you, like, you've always been in a relationship. And I was like, wait, that's true. I wonder what that is. And now I'm kind of tackling those things, and for the first time I really don't feel like I want the attention of any guy, or I'm craving any type of attention from any person, because I would love to give that all to myself first before I start finding anyone else to show me love, because that's how you end up just accepting bare minimum, or accepting crap because the person loves you or says they love you or whatever. But regardless of that, even though it didn't work out as much as I would have wanted it to, as much as I would have loved it to, I see that it was not the right time, not the right person, and I definitely learned what I needed to learn. And I mean, everything does happen for a reason, so I just take that in stride. And on the days when I feel really, really sad and low, and I think about the person, I just remember and remind myself of the reasons why I pulled myself away, you know, the reasons why I had to cut that off at the time that I did, because if I really let it go on for much longer, yeah, it was not gonna be healthy for me or the other person, definitely. I lost a lot of friends. I didn't really have a lot of people around me. Like I wasn't really as close. I wasn't going out, I wasn't hanging out with people. I was just inside my house. I was very, very extremely depressed and extremely anxious. And a lot of my anxieties were created in the relationship, and a lot of that was my fault, honestly, because I can't just blame anything on another person. Because if I'm not strong enough, if I'm not mentally strong enough, if I'm weak and I'm easily susceptible to be pushed into a certain direction or swayed or you know, it's on me at the end of the day. And I definitely learned a lot about myself and the type of person that I am, and the point of loving yourself so much that if somebody doesn't love you and they show that they don't love you for who you are, that's not the place for you, baby. Like, no matter what it is, there's nothing that could be keeping you there so much that you lose yourself for another person, because most likely that person is not losing themselves for you. Yeah. So yeah, now that I am back home, I really didn't expect I didn't know what to expect when I came home. I didn't know how I would be feeling about it, because you know that little feeling of like, you know, you'd like to just graduate, get a job, move forward, like still like have like your complete independence and everything. But it's like this wave of fresh air that I feel, and this calmness and security and peace that I feel right now is not even what I expected. I remember being in the airport because I traveled on Monday, today's Friday. Going through the airport, I remember crying a lot. I was crying a lot on the plane, especially on my last plane here, like the last connection that I had. I was crying a lot at the airport. I was in the bathroom and I was crying and crying and crying. I just had so many overwhelming emotions. And also the way that I left, the night that I left and the things that were happening that night were so not so great. So I didn't exactly leave on the best note. I had already been crying so much. I already was experiencing something that was really crappy, so I didn't get to leave on such a good note. I really should have listened to my friends that night. But we drank a little bit of wine, and I think that alcohol courage made me want to discuss things and stuff with somebody who was not looking to discuss anything with me, because that person had already made up their mind. So it was very easy to be disrespectful and rude towards me. So it's fine, but I definitely needed to be around family. I definitely needed to be around love. That's something that I would never, ever, ever take for granted ever again. And even now, as I am talking, like, I'm very proud of myself for, I know the tears are there, but they're not coming out. And very, like, recently they've been so easy to come out. So I'm feeling like I'm in this step of just becoming a much stronger person, a much lighter person, somebody who just takes life in strides and understands that through anything I walk with God. So I just have to keep my head up. So yeah. This year has just been a crazy year. It's been a lot of ups and downs, and I feel like I'm finally getting back to remembering who I am. I finished my EP. Yes, I finished my EP, and this was literally the night before I was traveling. Yeah, the night before I was traveling, I went to the studio with one of my good friends who's also an artist, who's also a producer. Like, this girl, like, she's like, let's do this EP, and we got all my songs down. I had also my other friends that were with me in the studio. They did vocals on my song. He just had such an amazing, enlightening session, and I'm so grateful that I was able to do that, because that was the last thing that I wanted to do before leaving Cyprus, was to get my EP done. So I'm so happy that I was able to do that, and I'll be able to release new music. I'm so happy about that, because I've been sitting on one song for so long, and I've not been in the studio, I've not been working, I've not been doing anything because of a whole bunch of things. And the fact that I was able to do that at my worst time, like my lowest point, I was able to push through and do what I needed to do. I'm so happy about that. That's basically what's been going on this year. That's a quick update. I hope that I will be able to stick to my word and be consistent, and to be showing you guys the content that I have in store for you all, and showing you guys this new chapter that I'm on now. And hopefully it's just full of happiness and love and light. And yeah, that's about it. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, all them things.